Benjamin, how are you, baby?
Hello, so good. Happy Wednesday.
Happy
Hap-
Wednesday. How lucky are we? How lucky are
yes.
we? Day before Thanksgiving,
Oh my
right?
gosh.
We have so much to be grateful for. Thank
We
God.
do.
Right? Exactly. And we have to be also
Actually, everyone
grateful.
has something to be grateful for, whether they know it or not.
Right. And also, I think because of that beautiful introduction that you made for your amazing and powerful wife, we should all also send some extra gratitude and contribution to her,
Mm,
and definitely some happy vibes and some love and some healing and all of those good things.
mm.
And also, we don't often think about having gratitude for the um, things that we don't think about having gratitude for, like for example, like COVID, right?
Yes.
So one of the
Oh,
things that
so
I
the
know,
wait, so hold on a second. Everyone
yeah.
on Facebook and YouTube and Twitter don't know that so they
Oh,
they didn't hear the whole thing, but my wife has
oh, sorry.
COVID. All of our several of our friends who are vaccinated, we were at a vaccinated dance party together, and so some of us are sick now, and so we've seen an opportunity to get really scared and dive into that, or also just to empower ourselves and start the healing process immediately.
Exactly.
So that's something we're putting out there for all of us, is we can still wake up to our own potential whether we're sick or not. There's so many clients I have whose bodies have been manifesting all the stuff that they're not actually dealing with. So today is the opportunity for you to actually use all of that to your advantage. So how the hell do we do that, Daniel? Tell.
Well, I want to share something that has been such an incredible contribution in my life, and that is actually
Mm,
in my intuitive healing practice. I work with viruses a lot.
mm,
Okay. Now, what you have to understand and know about viruses is that viruses are also consciousness. Okay. Just like we are a living, breathing thing, so too are viruses. Viruses are also a living, breathing thing. And we always think of viruses as being like horrible, these horrible things. We call them bugs and we do all those kind of things. But the truth is that the consciousness of a virus, and this really may freak some people out. If it does freak you out, don't worry. Whatever works for you, take it. Whatever doesn't, let it go.
let it
Okay.
go.
But viruses are also all are their main intention is to come and teach us a lesson, a positive lesson,
Mm,
right? And so look at how many incredibly positive lessons that we have learned from COVID, how this virus has taught us all as a human race, the
mm,
things that it's taught us as a human race. And what does it teach us individually? I know
mm,
that when I was really sick with COVID. I got it when it first came to New York in March of 2020, and I was down for probably 3 or 4 weeks actually, and it was intense and it was really painful. And I sat there and I did a lot of asking the virus, like, "What are you here to teach me? What are you here to teach me? What are you here to teach me?" And the lungs too, I'll share with you. The lungs are about sorrow. Okay. And what does COVID affect the most? The lungs. The virus attacks the lungs. So the lungs are about sorrow and they're about joy. And so if
mm,
we choose to really take the time to release the sorrow from our lives, from our lungs, then what we
mm.
do is we create the space for more joy. And
Yes.
so
And I
what
want,
if,
wait,
yeah,
Daniel, hold
yeah,
that what if, because
of
there's
course.
something you said that's, I don't know if everyone caught this. You said, I actually asked the virus, what are you here to teach me? So
Yes.
rather than just
Yes.
being a victim of the things that you're hit with, one of the things you can do, no matter what you're dealing with, is you can say, what are you here to teach me? I love
Yeah.
that. I have written on my wall, what is the lesson?
Yeah.
Right? What can I learn from this?
Yeah, what are you here to teach me? And also, Ben, the other thing too about that is, we usually approach these things with a lot of venom and hatred.
Mm,
Like,
mm.
I'm
And
fucking sick. I hate it. Oh my
and
God. But
heavy energy, right?
heavy
You
energy.
think about
So
it, you're
let me
like,
ask you a
oh,
question.
that's when you're like, oh, I'm gonna take off work. I'm just gonna cancel everything and just
Yeah.
like get in it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. And what if you actually allowed yourself to love the virus, right? Love it. Like really
Say
love it and say,
what?
All right.
Yeah.
So you came to teach me a lesson. What lesson is it?
Mm.
You gonna allow me to call in sick today for this week or whatever? That's awesome. Now I get to chill. I get to relax. Maybe the lesson is that you needed to take time for yourself.
Mm.
You know, maybe the lesson is that you needed to really, really allow yourself the space to heal. And what's so wrong about that?
Yes.
Unfortunately, many of us don't stop. We
Right.
don't stop to say, oh, what is the lesson here? Oh, I need to take care of myself. So these things happen to us. They happen to us, right? So
Yeah,
beautiful.
yeah, no, it absolutely. And even I've shared this, and we're not here just to talk about like COVID, by the way, this morning.
No, no, no,
We're
no,
here
no.
to wake up to your potential, right? So
That's
inside, and it's
right.
really, Savio Clemente here is a really beautiful coach who really works with people on healing their bodies and using the three different brains. And I know he's really into this. Lucas is here, Renata's here, so I just want to say hi. Renata is
Hi,
my manager,
Savio.
who has
Hi,
given me
Renata.
a lot of healing and space throughout all of this. And so, as we're talking about these things, one of the things we've been through,
I
as
see
I've
Irina's here too, by the way. Hi, Irina.
yes, okay, that's who it's Kashan is okay
Yeah,
as
yeah,
Arena. So
yeah.
so even inside, we're even inside grief or loss or pain or sickness, there's so many gifts, there's so many lessons. And even inside of, I was just sharing earlier, like when people are like, oh, I don't believe this COVID thing, I said, well, I can, we can go to the ICU anytime you want. I spent a week there as my father was dying, watching other people die of COVID. And he
Yeah,
didn't die of it, but it so impacted him mentally and physically.
for
And he's one
sure.
of the most powerful people I know. So
Right.
what I did see is how amazing life is. And then when he was like, I am done, I'm out,
Hmm.
goodbye, thank you, and went, I was like, oh, this is crazy. What can I
Yeah,
learn from this? And
yeah.
the lesson inside of all of this grief, inside of all of the sickness, is for me has been, instead of just breaking my heart and going into the broken space, can I allow it to break open and see what else is possible? And that's who my father was for me. That's who, even in sickness, and I've seen people bravely face it, welcome disease and these things that can take them out, and also completely have mind blowing miracles, right?
Yeah, I have to say something really, really, really important.
I had a
I
feeling,
don't. I
there was
know, I know, I
something
know.
about this. Tell me.
Yeah, I do, I do, I do. As we're talking about this, I want to make sure that people understand and know that in order for them to learn their life lessons, they do not have to be sick.
Mm.
We do not have to go through pain and suffering, and we do not have to like be on death's doorknob to actually wake up to really wake up to what is possible for us. Okay, so even though we're talking about sickness, we're talking about viruses, a lot of times it takes those things to wake us
Us
up.
up. Yes.
However, they do not have to be that which wakes us
No.
up. If we choose to be completely proactive in our life and say, hey, you know what, where's the sorrow in my life? Right? Where's the sorrow in my life? What can I do to release myself from sorrow and
Mm.
guilt and shame and regret? Fucking get rid of it. Get
Yes.
rid of it now so you don't have to get sick. So we
Yes.
don't have to get sick, right?
Yes, and that
I
was,
had
thank you, thank you. Oh my gosh, because that was so, ladies and gentlemen, one of the people I saw during that time was Daniel for healing, and that was that thing, the thing you came with. You're like, I'm receiving this from your father. Like, stop getting injured and sick to get closer to him. You don't have to.
right.
And that's something we used to laugh about. My father's so accident prone, and so was I. Like, that's what I developed. I'm also clumsy, but I've destroyed that, right? So I don't have that anymore. But
Completely.
one of the things with my dad was, we said maybe actually like his spirit was so big that his body just got in the way,
Yeah.
right?
Yes,
But we
totally.
can start to ask our bodies to work for us and with us,
Always, always,
and
always, always.
even and see what it's there to teach us, right? And then we can
Yeah.
also bring a different energy to it. We have a choice of the energy we can bring to it.
And what contribution? I like to say this. Okay, look, if you're for any of you, those of us or you who have children or are around small kids, and you see them playing and they're having fun, and they may be a little rambunctious or crazy or whatever. When you need to reprimand them, do you go to them and say, "You're a horrible child, you need to behave, you need to go to your room"? La 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 la. Very rarely do most of us really treat a child like that.
Hopefully.
Yeah. However, hopefully, however, we are willing to look in the mirror and say, "Ugh, you're so fat. Oh my God, you're so saggy.
What is wrong
Oh
with you?
my God, what is wrong with you?"
Yeah.
And so if you would treat your body like that, if you wouldn't treat a child like that, why would you treat your body like that? And we want to begin to recognize and realize that that is also an entity. That's an energy that works for
Mm.
us.
Mm.
You know?
They're incredible miracles. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
life comes from them,
Yeah.
and life is changing
Exactly.
in our bodies at every moment, every single second,
That's
whether
right.
you know it or not. So you can actually use that energy
Mhm.
to work for you and with you.
It's
That
restoring too. Don't they say, I think they say that like your lungs, you have a new set of lungs every 7 years or something. It's like
I've heard that.
regeneratively or something. Yeah. Yeah.
That's why, yeah, there's a lot of sayings. I remember like, oh, if I quit smoking by this age, I'll be good, or if by this age, I'll be good,
Right.
and then I'll be good. But the truth is, I mean, we have one body,
Hmm.
and there's something you can do right now. So I had a client that had was really going through a tough time. He received one diagnosis, and that was really bringing him down because he was an athlete, and it affected him physically. And then he had another diagnosis on top of it because of how he had treated himself in the past, and it was just this double thing that you can totally get torn up and caught up in. And I said, well, what is the lesson you could bring to this?
Hmm.
I mean, isn't this? It's almost humorous because you're just like, oh, what else could we bring to it? And
Yeah.
at some point he started laughing. He was like, yeah, of course this happened. And it was that levity. Suddenly a switch flipped, and he got that, rather than this is something happening to me, that maybe there's something I can be in co-creation with.
Yeah.
Daniel,
Absolutely.
I love the word you've used, creationships, right? Everything in life is a relationship, whether we know it or not, with
Right.
ourselves, with other things. And so we can actually co-create. And
That's right.
it can sound really hocus pocus or really, woo woo or whatever, but it works.
But let's look
And
at the semantics of it. Wait, wait, wait. Let's look at the semantics of it, because the word relationship means two things that are in relation to each other. That means they're separate.
relation, yes.
Okay. However, what if we were in creationship, which means that together we are a force to create something else? Like think
Yes.
about it this way. You're a husband, a wife, or husband and husband, whoever, whatever, want to have a kid. Okay. You want to have a baby. And that energy goes out to create another force, right?
Mm-hmm.
And once you allow that external force to be created, that entity to be created from you, then it has a life of its
Its
own,
own. And that
right?
force takes on it. Yes.
And that force takes on, and you're not depleted, and you're not stressed, or you're not this, or you're not that.
Sometimes you
And
find new energy from that source.
that's right. And sometimes that source feeds you.
Mm.
But how many times in this reality do we find ourselves in places of like, oh, I can't believe my wife this and my wife that and my wife this and my wife that, or my husband this, my husband that. And that's because that relationship is creating distance. It's not co-creating
Mm-hmm.
creation. Like,
Mm.
okay, so what is this contrast between us and what can we do with it? And what could we create together that would allow me, Daniel, to be Daniel, and Guillermo to be Guillermo, and this all these energies to be independently them and to thrive,
Mm.
right?
Yes. Yes. And to thrive.
And to thrive,
And
exacto.
so this is one of the tools that both Daniel and I proudly teach and talk about. And it's something that you can do so simply, and you can actually get in with whatever you're dealing with or whatever you want to create. right? And
Mm-hmm.
I even want to take out the word dealing with, just whatever's there for you, whatever's
What if it was an
important to you,
opportunity? What
whatever's
instead?
important to you.
Yeah. What is important and dealing with, or what is the opportunity here? Right. I could deal with this problem. I could deal with COVID, or I could recognize that it's an opportunity for me to
Yeah.
create something greater. Right.
Right, right. And you could deal with being unemployed, or you could see an opportunity to create
Mm-hmm.
something greater. So that
Yeah.
same client who
Yeah.
I was talking about earlier was so depressed because he was at the mercy of trying to start all these to work with these other businesses and things that were around what he wanted to do, but it was still, I was like, I kept what kept coming up is you're still not doing what you love. You're still settling. So
Yes.
where in your life are you still settling?
Yeah.
Because the clear path that was opening to him was go create your own. Like
Yes.
step forward, like do you, be unapologetically you, because you were born so unique. Your DNA
Yeah.
matches no one else's. You're specific. It's like that snowflake. And so if you're trying to fit into some other box, there's no way you're going to reach your potential, right? You've
Absolutely.
got to be willing to step outside of that and ask for what you want, or you're never going to receive it. If you're settling, you're never going to receive it because you're not asking. So where are you not asking
Yeah.
to receive today?
Then I have to share a story with you. Actually, thank you for that story. That was amazing. I have to share this other story with you. So, talking about letting
Mm,
go, right? And talking about seeing that there is a possibility that's greater that we're not getting. I
mm,
was working with this woman one time, and I don't know, but the message that was coming through was was to ask her what her absolute, she's unwilling to let go of it. What is that? Right?
mm.
And I just asked her out of the blue, and she goes, "My hair." And she had this gorgeous mane, right? This gorgeous mane.
Yes.
She's like,
Yes.
I refuse to lose my hair and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, okay, but what if you did lose your hair and it was the greatest thing that ever happened to you and all these miracles happened? Da, 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 da. And she was like, nope,
Yeah.
I'm unwilling to
That
lose my
sounds
hair.
exactly like one of my friends.
I'm unwilling.
Just
Then
like,
I have to
no, no,
tell
it's just
you,
not going to happen. It's no.
exactly. I have to tell you, 6 months later, she called me and she was diagnosed with cancer.
Mm,
And she
of
had to have
course.
chemo,
Mm,
right? Granted, it was just a mild cancer. She had to have chemo, and she lost all her hair.
mm,
But guess what? She came back to me a year later, and she had this cute little pixie do, and she goes, "Oh my God." She goes, "I can't even begin to tell you. You're exactly right. When I lost my hair, it's all of a sudden everything started to happen in my life." And I was like what? And she goes, well, I'm, she was going through a divorce when I had first met her. That's why she came to see me. And
mm,
she was going through a divorce. She goes, I met the greatest man. He's such a kind contribution to my life, all this and all that. And I said, wow, that's amazing. And she asked me, she goes, is that what you meant by being willing to lose my hair? I said, look, it's not like I'm telling you to go and shave your head.
mm.
It's just the idea, the awareness to say, you know what? For greater in my life, for greater, to receive greater, to be greater, to welcome greater into my life, what am I
Mm,
willing, what am I unwilling to let go of that if I did, it would change things forever?
mm,
Right? How
mm,
amazing is that?
mm.
And all those things we're holding on to, no, this has to be this way, this has to be this way, this has to be this way. But what if it was greater? What if?
Amazing.
Yeah.
I think that's a
Anyway,
good place to leave our listeners.
absolutely. I think so too. So what can you let's give like a little Thanksgiving
Yes. Oh
gratitude
yeah,
call
yeah.
to action
Of
here,
course.
right?
Yes.
So
So you're about to go have this day
you're about to go have this day and it's going to be one of
tomorrow.
the greatest days of your life,
What would you,
right?
if it could go any way you'd like, what would that look like? Some people may be gathering with family can bring up a lot. I just
I
want to
just want
put
to put
sit.
sit.
Whoa,
Whoa,
start
start
echoing.
echoing.
Something. It can bring up a lot. So,
Yeah.
what do you want to create? Right? How do you want your day to go? And you know, do you even want to spend it with family? You can spend it in the energy with yourself however you want.
Right.
exercising gratitude, and you can create that however you want. So, Daniel, take it away.
Yeah, and also, would you be willing to let go of all of those resentments,
Mm,
all that frustration and that anger and all those things that family causes us, that every
yeah.
time we get together on Christmas or Thanksgiving, we sit there and go, you have this game face on, like, I love you so much. But
Yes.
inside you like, you fucking asshole. You did this to me and I can't stand that and I'll never let that go. Would you be willing just for today, just
Mm,
for tomorrow,
mm,
just to completely let that go to allow
mm,
something greater to come into your life?
mm. Resentments are like drinking the poison, expecting the other person to die.
That's right. I love that. Yeah.
And there's such an amazing opportunity. And Daniel, I want to share something
Yes.
incredible. It's a healing in our family. You know, there's
Yeah.
been a lot of in a lot of families right now. There's some divides due to politics and how we've been programmed by the media, right? And it's
Yeah.
affected my family a lot. There's actually like two close immediate family members that haven't been communicating because of that, and
Right.
we've been doing healing for some of them, and so I just wanted to share that like my uncle and my um, mother and my sister, this brother and sister haven't been communicating for a while, are all coming together for Thanksgiving tomorrow, and putting
Beautiful.
aside all their beliefs just to in sacred of love and family.
That's awesome.
And
How amazing.
because we've lost so many people in our family, and that's one of the things that I get so upset when there's this energy brought to around those things, because I'm like, who the cares, right? Like,
Yeah.
that is, we have an opportunity to share love today,
Absolutely.
right? So could we bring that energy to, could we send love to the people that challenge us the most in our family?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Anyone, because they're going to be your greatest teacher.
Hmm.
They
And
are.
also forgive yourself, forgive yourself. Forgive
Mm-hmm.
yourself for harboring these resentments, or forgive yourself for maybe you are the one that created the drama and you regret it. Maybe.
We all have a part, right? It's a creation ship, so
That's right.
we can take care of our side of the street, and we can take
Yeah.
responsibility for our parts, and that's really, and then from there it's just it's sending love and asking for what you'd like and being that energy, right? Daniel always talks about, who do you truly be?
Yeah, exactly. And how can you be more of it?
Mm,
So be you tomorrow, guys.
that's
Be
right.
you.
And
Be
before
you.
we go,
Uh-huh.
next Wednesday, a week from tonight,
That's right. December
we're
1st
doing
already.
the Renaissance Men workshop. It is coming up. So the
Awesome.
link will be, and it's on both our websites. I'll put it in the chat, and you should just come.
You should
It's
just come. You
it's
should
gonna
just
be
come.
amazing,
It's going to
amazing
be
night.
amazing. It's going to be an amazing creation. It's going to be an amazing co-creation. And we're really looking forward to it, to further continue our efforts to bring gratitude for what it means to be together and to be men and to be people, co-creating and coexisting in this world.
Yes, for everyone on Instagram who doesn't know what we're talking about, it's the Renaissance Men workshop here December
Yeah,
1st. So
amazing.
I just want to remind you of that. That's a great gift that you can give yourself or any the men in your life. Invite them in. Bring a friend. If you're a woman, let's have a conversation. We're gonna make this for men only this time to create that kind of space, but we really invite you to be um, bold and reaching out and sharing this with men, because some of us guys don't, even if we want to do it, sometimes we have a hard time asking or allowing ourselves to receive those gifts. So
Yeah, and
keep
stop
that in mind.
complaining about your men and tell them to come. Okay? So tomorrow, when they're sitting around watching football games and not doing the dishes, instead of complaining
Right.
about them, say, "Hey, babe, you know what? I have an idea. I follow these two guys on Instagram. They are really something special. You should go to their event, the Renaissance
Yes.
Men. It's going to help you. It's going to help you." I love it. Ben, you're
There'll be other
amazing.
men there. Just
There'll be
go.
other
You're
men
tired of
there.
me? Go up, go there. There's other men. It'll be good for you.
Exactly. It'll be good for you. Ben, I'm very grateful for you
You
always,
too. Oh my
every day.
gosh. I'll give a quarantine. We're going to have a quarantine awesome Thanksgiving. Cassie did not want to cook. I was like, I think I do. And, my dreams are going to come true. I'm going to be cooking all by myself. So I'm going
That's
to get to
awesome.
have that experience, right?
In your new home. In your
In
new
our
home
new
too.
home. And I'm going
Yeah.
to ask people if they want to bring leftovers that they can and that we'll
Yeah.
receive them. So I'm also going to ask too.
That is a great idea. I love it.
Yeah, because people
Amazing.
always end up with all this extra food and they're like, oh, what are we going to do? We're
Yeah.
going to eat it all week. Who would
Thanksgiving
love to
leftovers are the
receive that food?
best.
Yes, you can make
Yeah.
sandwiches, put them in bags, drive around and hand them to all the homeless people you see.
That's right.
Or drive them to friends' houses who have been in quarantine or who don't have someone.
Yeah.
It's an opportunity to really share.
Yeah. This weekend, actually, for those of you who are just tuning in and have never seen this before, I live in Mexico now. So I'm actually teaching a class. I'm teaching a class called the Foundation class,
Oh,
Thursday,
cool.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So it's during Thanksgiving.
Mm.
And don't you know that in Mexico, I've been invited to not only one, but two Friendsgivings dinners on Thursday night and Friday night. And I
Of
just got a
course you
message
have.
yesterday that one of them was like full to capacity. She was like, it's full
Wow.
to capacity. So if you're not coming, let us know. I was like, how cool. I'm in Mexico. I don't even know these people. I mean, I kind of know them, but I'm in Mexico and people are opening their hearts and opening their doors for a holiday that they don't even celebrate here. How cool is that?
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that fun?
It is. It
I
is
know.
wild.
Totally.
And of course, Daniel, like you were telling me, and I'm like, of course, it doesn't surprise me. You've got that, and that's what you're creating. That's who you are. You're like this open, beautiful vessel of what's possible in the world, and
Thank you.
that's so magnetic. So, if you're looking to share, those gifts with your gifts with the world, whoever you are listening at home too, this is your opportunity to shine.
Totally.
See what's possible today. Take the lid off. Where are you playing small and still hiding?
And
And
why?
where are you? Yeah,
Let it
yeah.
go.
Let
What
it
else
go.
can you choose? Can you choose greater? Amazing. Ben, have an amazing Thanksgiving. I
You
love
too.
you and I love
Love
all
you
of you
too.
guys.
Yes, thank
And
you so much for
we'll see you
joining
next week.
us. We'll
Thank
see
you
you next
guys.
Wednesday.
Of course.
Bye.
Bye.